The livestock and meat processing sectors contribute about 3.5% to the national GDP. Namibia also exports its meat to Europe, China, and the USA, markets that have been sustained by MEATCO. UNAM's Vice Chancellor, Professor Kenneth Matengu, is confident that the MOU will add value to the overall output of MEATCO. MEATCO's Chief Executive Officer, Mushokopanji Mulima, says the agreement will build capacity as well as help the meat corporation to better understand its challenges.
We need to identify problems and challenges that we are experiencing. Now, based on that, we need to come back to the university and say, look, in the agricultural sector, this is where we have got challenges, and hence we want to move towards empirically based business decision-making in the agricultural sector. So when we have challenges like one of them that I would want to outline to you, where we are not clear and there's a lot of opinions, is the whole issue pertaining commodity-based trade. How should it work? So that is where, as an industry, we come back to the university and say, your MSc student, we just don't want these students to wake up and come up with research topics for the sake of finalizing their master's degree, which is what most of us did when we were studying. It was about just getting the master's. We want to abandon that culture. We want to come to the university with a list of challenges to say, look, there's throughput in the country that was caused by drought we experienced 2 years ago. What is it that we can do now in terms of research so that 5 years time from now, we are more strategic in our thinking? So MSc research students and PhD research students, they should actually be informed by gaps we are experiencing in the industry.
We are looking at advancing the frontiers of new knowledge rather than just circulating knowledge that we know. So that's one part. But in order to be effective and responsive, exactly as Mr. Mulima is saying, we must also be practical and relevant in our research, and that's what we call applied research. So we look at what are the challenges that the industry is facing, what potential and what options are there for us to respond. The issue of climate change, which is very real, we have seen it has affected farmers, and so these sporadic seasons of either droughts or heavy rains, how does the agricultural sector respond to that? And that is where we come in.
By signing the MOU, the university has committed to building capacity of its students through training, research and targeted skills in line with needs of the livestock sector. UNAM and MEATCO will also jointly develop the pasture seed sector for Namibia through research and seed production, as well as promote homegrown drought responses and climate change adaptation, among others. With this agreement, students will now spend more time in the field to shape their practical experience. Emil Seibeb, NBC News, Windhoek.